Hello, parents and students of the Muroc Joint Unified School District. My name is Kevin Cordes. I'm the district superintendent, and I want to thank you for taking time to watch this video. Just as a heads up, if you have students in multiple schools, this video message will be embedded, this exact same message at the beginning of each of the videos, but we have a video provided for each school site. I would like to thank those who joined in with us. We utilize the district office staff and our own children to shoot these video clips. It is intended to demonstrate the policies, procedures that we are putting in place beginning April 12th as we begin to offer in-person instruction again at each of our school sites. For those who are going to utilize our distance learning model, I just want to clarify exactly what that will look like. For students in transitional K through the 6th grade, we will be using a model that is similar to distance learning in the past, where 30 minutes of direct instruction will be provided at a minimum for each of those students by their teacher. But the remainder of the day will be asynchronous work, or work that they will do on their own as if they were an independent study. So every day they will be able to talk with their peers that are doing distance learning and their teacher for a minimum of 30 minutes, and the remainder of the day will be in the other manner. For students who are in high school, or junior high and high school, I should say, 7th through 12th grades, we will be implementing something that's closer to more of a collegiate model. It's easier to do with students who are at older grade levels, where the teacher tends to be at the front of the room and teaching. We'll set up a camera, and those students will be able to watch and participate from home. If at any time you are to decide as a family that you would like to switch and perhaps go from distance learning to in-person learning, we will be able to do that for you. Or if you would like to transition back to distance learning, we can do that as well. For those students who are going to attend in person, I want to be very, very clear that we're doing everything we can to keep your children safe, including asking them to join in with us, and you as well. So face mask enforcement will be absolutely mandatory. I would like to consider this kind of for students, this is the first warning of sorts, that we expect them to wear their masks throughout the day. Now, when they're younger, and say in kindergarten, that is a lot different of a discussion than someone who is 17 years old and is a senior in high school. And we'll give some leniency to students who might be younger in our learning. But especially as they get older, we will expect, in fact, we will demand that students follow our safety procedures. Failure to do so will mean that students will have to go into distance learning. We're hoping that students who come to school and choose to do so in person will find it a rewarding and enjoyable experience. It's going to look different. COVID-19 has changed the way that we do a lot of things. We won't be able to include parents in the ways that we have in the past for the next few weeks while we finish out this school year as well. I just want to be clear that every procedure and everything that we put in place is to keep your child as safe as we possibly can. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We're also going to put out a FAQ, or frequently asked questions document, that you'll be able to access on our district website page. If you have any questions after watching the video and reading those documents, feel free to reach out to your site principal for clarification. And your site principal will also be reaching out regarding releases. You'll see in the video that we didn't shoot how each site will be releasing at the end of each day. Our schools on base are all brand new and are still under some sort of construction. Or have been wrapping up. And so those procedures are being worked on as we speak. For those students in Boron, it's usually pretty easy when they go home. They either usually use district transportation, or they walk or ride a bike, or get picked up by a parent, but not a lot of that. So that's pretty normal. That's going to be pretty easy. But for those parents on base, especially at the elementary schools, who will be wondering, where do I pick up my child exactly? We'll be having information coming out to you from your site principal. We're also going to be including some maps in these videos. We hope to be able to clarify in those maps perhaps as well where you might be able to pick up your child. But clarification on pickup at the end of the day will be forthcoming from your child's principal. Again, thank you for taking the time to watch this. and we hope that you have a wonderful day. Beginning April 12th, Desert Junior Senior High School will begin using its temporary housing at the current Branch Elementary School. As students arrive during the day, they will do so in designated areas located on the map, where they will have their temperature checked and will be able to have their hands sanitized. Hand sanitation units will be placed at all entrances and exits, and they will be touchless. We will also have these in common areas. For students who may arrive late to school, we ask that parents please bring them into the office directly, just in case the student's temperature is above 100.4 degrees or are demonstrating any other COVID-19 symptoms, so that the parent can take them back home. Students will have their temperatures checked, will be able to receive hand sanitation, and provided that they are healthy and ready for the school day, they will be signed into the school and be able to start their school day. For each desk in every classroom, a dedicated partition is provided. These remain on the desk throughout the day, and this provides safety for students and is a see-through option for students to be able to communicate with one another and their teacher. At the conclusion of each period, students will take a moment to wipe down their desk area and their partition as needed. And at the beginning of each period, students will have the opportunity to do the same thing in their new seat if they wish. In addition to our normal cleaning procedures, every day, enhanced cleaning procedures will also be utilized, including fogging machines, air ionization units in HVAC and evaporative coolers. For junior senior high school students, additional markings will be placed in the interior corridors to ensure that students follow safety protocols and ensure that they are socially distanced appropriately. Students will be expected to wear masks at all times, except in the cafeterias or outside while they're eating, when they can be removed for those purposes. For those students who would like to eat inside the cafeteria, they will be socially distanced. And for those students that would like to sit outside on days when the weather permits, they will be able to do so as well. But for those students that do eat inside, we will follow the guidelines suggested by the CDC in spacing them out. Each school has at least one touchless water bottle filler as well. Students at Desert Junior Senior High School, even in this environment, will still have a quad area where they can meet during nutrition and lunch, have the opportunity to be with peers, and to spend time with one another. They will still need to socially distance, but they will be able to do so safely and have the opportunity to visit with friends. We recognize that students haven't seen each other for a while physically, and so additional staff has been hired to ensure that students are mindful and follow the safety guidelines. The school will have a dedicated health room, as we've always had, but in addition to this, we will also have an isolation room, specifically for students who are demonstrating COVID-19 symptoms. Parents will be immediately notified, and they will be directly monitored the entire time. At the conclusion of each day, junior senior high school students will be released from the school. Those using district transportation will be loaded onto the school buses and driven home. Those who are released to parents will be able to do so in the parking lot, and those students who walk or otherwise have arrived at school will be able to use the same modes of transportation to go back home. We hope that this video has been helpful for you to see what our protocols and procedures will be. If you have any further questions or would like clarification regarding your specific school site, please feel free to reach out to your site principal. Thank you again for watching this video, and have a wonderful day.